Okay, this week we're going to do tip number 2 from the experts that tell us how to best have a smooth transition for a new priest. Now, you remember last week I talked about how your priest is going to come to you to be a unique human being, and that it would be grand, and the suggestion is to let that new priest get their feet and be the unique person that they are before you come to them and tell them how it's always been done. And that way you'll have a better, smoother transition. This week, the suggestion from the experts is to offer yourself in ministry to your new priest. So in their uniqueness, what they're trying, offer yourself to help. You'll remember that in the Old Testament, when Moses has helped everybody helped the Israelites get out of Egypt, that he's doing all the work. And Jethro, his father-in-law, is observing him and comes to him and says that this isn't working. It doesn't work for you, and it really doesn't work for the people. What's best is that you share the leadership. And so that was his suggestion to Moses, and that's the suggestion that's given here, is that, for instance, if you come with a really great idea to your new priest, also come with the means to help your new priest get that suggestion to come alive. Don't just leave it sitting, because it leaves people set up perhaps for failure. And so be a part of the ministry. You remember in 1 Corinthians when Paul talks at trying to describe what the church is. And the church is not the walls and the pews. It's really not. The church is, by definition, you, the people. And so Paul says, try to think of yourselves as the body of Christ. And he describes that an ear cannot be an eye, and a foot cannot be any other part of the body, that each of us brings something unique to the body of Christ known as St. Paul's. And your new priest is going to do the same thing, bring something unique to that body. But it will take all of you coming together to make that body of Christ moving as one, to be who it can be not only within this community, but also in the greater community. So that's what they would suggest that we do, is that you help your new priest and volunteer every time you can to be a part of the body of Christ known as St. Paul's. So that's message 1 and 2. And next week will be the third message, which by reality is the greatest and most important one. So I hope you'll tune in. And also I wanted to mention that in the next 2 weeks, which will be my last 2 weeks with St. Paul's, I am going to be offering to come. We've started a new way that we can come and do communion for you at your homes. I'll be outside. It'll be communion under special circumstance, but we've got it all figured out with the diocese. And so if you'd like to have communion, I'll be calling, but if you'd like to have communion, you can call the office or call me and we'll set up an appointment. And I can't wait to see you again so that I can say goodbye in person. You have a blessed week.